सजीव साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान् वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्तो राधा कान्तो नमस्तुते। तप्त काञ्चन गौरांगी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, very warm welcome to all of you. So today we are going, yeah. So today we will be making the auspicious starting of the next module of our Bhakti Shastri. So I would like to congratulate all of you that you have completed one module in its entirety, and I would like to congratulate myself also because it was our first time doing our own Bhakti Shastri. So yeah, Hare Krishna Mataji, Simran Mataji ki jai. So I would like to thank you for joining today, and I'm very glad that we have all of us as your association. But I would like you to join on time from the next class, and our class timings are 2 o'clock actually. Yes, bro, go ahead.
प्रभु जी, उपनिषद को हम इंग्लिश में इन्वोकेशन कहते हैं।
No, invocation is just the starting. Invocation is a synonym of initiation. So invocation means invoking the blessings of the acharyas. So invoking the auspiciousness of Ishopanishad. So in our Shrutis and Smritis, there are 4 Vedas and 18 Puranas. And there are so many Upanishads. So out of those Upanishads, there is one Ishopanishad. And now today we are starting the Ishopanishad. So that is the so invocation means we are just starting, we are setting the context for the entire Upanishad, entire Ishopanishad. So that is the uh, s- that is the, yeah, that is the invocation of Ishopanishad. So that we will read today, and hopefully from the next class we'll start the first verse, or maybe today. So actually, this is a very amazing Upanishad because Ishopanishad is taught by Mayavadi schools also, like Brahmakumaris, and uh, you will see Nectar of Instruction and Ishopanishad in so many sampradayas. So it's a very interesting text, and it is applicable to so many Mayavadis, Brahmavadis, Paramatmavadis, Bhagavadanandas. So everywhere Ishopanishad is there. So yeah, let's see how it goes. And today we will read the invocation. So if you want, you can chant with me line by line. Om Purnamada Purnamidam. You can chant now. Om Purnamada
ॐ पूर्णमदा पूर्णमिदं
पूर्णमिदं
Purnamidam Udachyate. Purnat
पूर्णात् पूर्णम्
पूर्णात्
उदय
पूर्णम् उदच्यते
Purnasya Purnamadaya
पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय
Purnamevavashishyate.
पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते।
Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate.
ॐ पूर्णमदा पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णम् अदाय पूर्णम् एव अवशिष्यते।
This Purnam word is used, I think, 11. At least, can anybody tell how many times it is used in this verse? I think 7 times, 8 times,
6, 7,
7 times, 7 times. So
1,
the
2, 3, 4, 5,
yeah,
6.
the root Purna is 7 times. Yeah, Purnasya Purnam. I think 8 times, correct? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 times. Yeah. So yeah, so let us read the translation and then I'll explain. The personality of Godhead is perfect and complete, and because he is completely perfect, all emanations from him, such as this phenomenal world, are perfectly equipped as complete wholes. Whatever is produced of the complete whole is also complete in itself. Because, because he is the complete whole, even though so many complete units emanate from him, he remains the complete balance. Yeah. Do you want to say anything, Inamati? I'll mute you. So basically, all of us are coming from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Actually, at the time of annihilation, all our soul, we get stuck on the body of Mahavishnu. And as we know from Bhagavad Gita, Mamevansho Jivaloke, Jiva Bhuta Sanatana, Manashashtani Indriyani Prakritistoni Karchati. So the reality is that we are part and parcel of Krishna. We are not this body, we are spirit soul, and we have an eternal relationship with Krishna, and we are part and parcel of him. Mamev Ansha. So Krishna himself is saying this in 15th chapter that that we are his Ansha. And this verse is saying that whatever is coming out of Krishna, that is complete in itself. So if you see, if you examine your body has two kidneys, your body has two eyes, your body has two nose, two ears, body has a throat, body has a liver, stomach. So many organs are there. And it is working in so much tandem, so much organization is there, so much design is there, right? The design architecture is so perfect that everything is working so much so nicely. In the morning when you wake up, you get pressure, and at specific times of the day you get hungry also. And whenever there is summer, there is mangoes coming. Whenever there is winter, there are some specific vegetable is coming. So even the trees are designed by God in a very complete manner, in a holistic manner. So everything is created, everything is organized by nature, and every behind every design, behind every architecture, there is a designer, there is an architect. So that amazing architect, that amazing micromanager is Krishna. And that's what it is. This verse is saying that everything which comes out of Krishna, which is created by Krishna, is complete in itself. Whatever is produced of the complete whole is also complete in itself, because he is the complete whole. Even though so many complete units emanate from him, he remains the complete balance. So generally, if we give our hand, if we cut our hand and give it to somebody for eating, we will we will reduce ourselves, right? Or uh, if we cook some food and distribute it, then our food will decrease in our house. But Krishna is not like that. Krishna, whatever he creates, he remains the same. He does not deplete. He remains in his original Sachidananda Vigraha form. He never basically, it's just like bhakti, that you distribute bhakti and your bhakti increases. It doesn't decrease. So as it is said, right? Like when you distribute your happiness, happiness increases, and when you distribute your sadness, the sadness decreases. So that is the amazing, amazing art of distributing. So by distributing, all the positive energy increases and the negative energy decreases. So let us read the purport, and you can raise your hand anytime. You know? So after reading the purport, we will introduce Simran Mataji, and then we'll do some exercise if possible. The complete whole or the supreme absolute truth is the complete personality of Godhead. Realization of impersonal Brahman or of Paramatma, the super soul, is incomplete realization of the absolute complete. So this complete incomplete, this might look like a tongue twister, but it is not actually. So Paramatma is the second stage of. So after Brahman there is Paramatma, but then further is Sachidananda Vigraha form. The supreme personality of Godhead is Sachidananda Vigraha. Realization of impersonal Brahman is realization of his Sat feature or his aspect of eternity. And Paramatma realization is realization of his Sat and Chit features, his aspects of eternity and knowledge. But realization of the personality of Godhead is realization of all the transcendental features, Sat, Chit, and Anand, bliss. When one realizes the Supreme Person, he realizes these aspects of this absolute truth in their completeness. Vigraha means form. Thus, the complete whole is not formless. If he were formless, or if he were less than his creation in any other way, he could not be complete. The complete whole must contain everything both within and beyond our experience. Otherwise, he cannot be complete. Okay. So basically, Sat, Chit, and Anand, these three are progressive stages of self-realization. So the first stage is the Brahman realization, which is the absolute truth, Sat. And the second is Chit. Chit means knowledge. So when you understand that there is some absolute truth, then that knowledge awakens in your heart. And that knowledge awakens because of the presence of Paramatma in the heart. Then you perceive the presence of the Paramatma in the heart. That is the second level of realization. And when Sat and Chit are there, when you keep performing devotion, doing deity worship, and serving the deities, then you understand the Ananda form also. Ananda means blissful. So Sat, Chit, and Anand are the qualities of the deity form of the Lord. So that is the highest realization, which is the Bhagwan realization, where you can see the form of Krishna face to face, and you can feel his features, you can experience his Shuddha Sattva. Yeah, that is a very high stage, and it requires a lot of mode of goodness, pure goodness, to reach that stage. Okay. Yeah. Second paragraph, Pragya Mataji, you want to read?
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
My voice is breaking, kya? Mataji is saying so.
No, Prabhuji.
Okay. Maybe check your internet, Mataji.
Your voice is reverberating, Prabhuji, reverberating.
Echoing. Okay.
No, it's going very strong.
Okay.
It's a compliment reverberation.
Okay, bro. Thank you.
Thank you.
Maybe I'm at my roots right now. I'm at my parents' house.
Oh, great. Very nice. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Yes, Mataji, go ahead.
The complete whole, the personality of Godhead, has immense potencies, all of which are as complete as He is. Thus, this phenomenal world is also complete in itself. The 24 elements of which this material universe is a temporary manifestation are arranged to produce everything necessary for the maintenance and subsistence of this universe. No other unit in the universe need make an extraneous effort to try to maintain the universe. The universe functions on its own time scale, which is fixed by the energy of the complete whole. And when that schedule is completed, this temporary manifestation will be annihilated by the complete arrangement of the complete whole.
Thank you, Mataji. Second paragraph, Prabjit Prabhu, you want to read?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Right,
Prabhuji, from where
yeah.
all facilities,
Yeah.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Hare Krishna. All facilities are given to the small complete units, namely the living beings, to enable them to realize the complete whole. All forms of incompleteness are experienced due to incomplete knowledge of the complete whole. The human form of life is a complete manifestation of the consciousness of living being, and it is obtained after evolving through 84 lakh species of life in the cycle of birth and death. If in this human life of full consciousness the living entity does not realize his completeness in relation to complete whole, he loses the chance to realize his completeness and is again put into the evolutionary cycle by the law of material nature. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Very nicely read, but you can read little slow. But very nice to hear from you. Thank
Okay,
you.
Prabhu. Okay.
So this line is very important, actually. All forms of incompleteness are experienced due to incomplete knowledge of the complete whole. So whatever dissatisfaction you face in your heart, whatever agitation, it means you have forgotten Krishna. It means you have forgotten your relationship with Krishna. Because Krishna can make you completely whole. And if you connect yourself with Krishna, then that agitation, that hollowness, that incompleteness, that will go away because you will feel connected. So that is the purpose of human life. That when we connect with Krishna, when we chant the holy name, when we come together with devotees, do kirtan or hear Bhagavatam. So these activities, they They make us feel blissful, actually. Some mercy is descending from the disciplic succession through that group, through the through the facilitator of that group. So that makes us feel complete. That makes us feel more satisfied. Yastvatmaratirev syat atmatriptasya manava atmanneva cha santushtas tasya karyam na vidyate. So this is a verse in third chapter of Bhagavad Gita, like one who is completely satisfied. यस्त्वात्मरतिरेव स्यात् आत्मतृप्तश्च मानव आत्मन्येव च सन्तुष्टः तस्य कार्यं न विद्यते. One who is completely satisfied in his relationship with the Lord and he is able to perceive the Lord always in his heart, he doesn't need to do anything because he has achieved the goal of life. So he is not obliged by any social duties. Whatever Krishna is directing, that he will do. So that is a very high stage, of course, but that is the goal, actually. That is the goal where we have to go. So I think we can maybe we have read 3 paragraphs. So I think we can, Simran Mataji can introduce herself, open her camera. And we have forgotten that whoever is reading, he has to open the camera if you are comfortable. And Simran Mataji, you can introduce yourself, then we'll do a group discussion activity here. You can open your camera if you are comfortable. Yeah. So Simran Mataji is joining us for Isopanisad module, and she will be closely connected with Pragya Mataji, who is who is helping a lot of folks in our group. Yeah. Mataji, am I audible? Okay, Mataji is not there, I think. Okay, I think Mataji is not there. So am I audible, Pragya Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Simran Mataji is having some technical network issues. She has written.
Okay, no problem.
Network issues. Okay.
Yeah, so let's do this exercise that I think all of us have been there in devotional service for some time. So, can you cite one instance where you were feeling a little bit incomplete or agitated, and as soon as you started doing devotional activities, you felt a sense of completion? And because yesterday also we were discussing that what will be the success criteria for our school, actually, right? So the success criteria of devotional service is satisfaction. So if your spiritual master is satisfied, then you are satisfied. And that is the success criteria, because that is the spiritual world. In spiritual world, everybody is satisfied, everybody is blissful in his service to Krishna. Not like everybody should become IAS officer or he should earn crores of money. That is not the criteria. Criteria should be that you are happily performing your Krishna conscious activities. So that is the completion. So I think everybody understood the question, and that maybe one answer.
Prabhuji, can you repeat the first part of the question?
So the question is like you have to describe an instance where you were feeling incomplete, maybe agitated or some negative emotion, and as soon as you did some devotional activity, like for example, you went to temple or some kirtan mandali came to your house, and then immediately you felt some completion. And how does it happen, and why did it happen? If you can describe that, that will be amazing. Yeah. Understood? Yes, you have to open your camera if yeah.
हरे
I
कृष्णा
guess.
प्रभु।
I guess.
प्रभु जी, क्या हुआ था एक बार, अभी पिछले हफ्ते की बात है। तो मेरे को प्रभु जी कॉलेज वर्क से देहरादून जाना था। तो उसमें क्या हुआ, तो उसी दिन कीर्तन मंडली मतलब घर पे आनी थी और कीर्तन यात्रा निकलनी थी। तो पहले तो मैंने बहुत सोचा कि ये काम तो मैं बाद में भी कर सकता हूँ, क्योंकि एक सर्टिफिकेट लेके आना है और मुझे बहुत जाते हुए भी दुख हो रहा था कि मुझे जाना है और मैं आते हुए लेट ना हो जाऊँ। तो उस टाइम मेरे को थोड़ा इनकम्प्लीट सा लगा कि मेरे को नहीं जाना चाहिए था। मेरे को पूरा टाइम जो कीर्तन मंडली आने वाली है उनको सेवा में देना चाहिए था। फिर कैसे तैसे करके मैं एट अ टाइम, बिल्कुल जिस टाइम कीर्तन स्टार्ट होना था उस टाइम मैं घर पहुंचा। और वहाँ पे जब प्रभु जी कीर्तन स्टार्ट हुआ और जब जैसे मैंने तिलक लगाया और ड्रेस मतलब धोती कुर्ता पहन के बिल्कुल रेडी होके वहाँ पे खड़ा हुआ, तो मैंने अपने आप को कंप्लीट फील करा कि हाँ, अब थोड़ा कंप्लीट फील कर रहा हूँ, क्योंकि अभी तक इनकम्प्लीट था, क्योंकि बहुत टाइम वेस्ट हो गया था वहाँ पे।
Hmm.
सो प्रभु जी ऐसे ही हम स्कूल्स में भी देखते हैं कि कुछ भी पढ़ाया जा रहा है कि जैसे डार्विन थ्योरी, तो
Hmm.
उसकी जगह अगर हम थोड़ा स्पिरिचुअल नॉलेज दें तो बच्चे आगे पढ़ भी पाए, समझ भी पाए।
Hmm.
और प्रभु जी पता नहीं अभी पेरेंट्स मना क्यों करते हैं कि बहुत जगह ऐसा है कि इसे कृष्णा कॉन्शियसनेस को एक्सेप्ट नहीं करते हैं।
Hmm.
उन्हें लगता है कि पता नहीं गलत जगह जा रहा है हमारा बेटा, मतलब छोड़ के चला जाएगा या कहीं चला जाएगा। मतलब बेटा प्रभु जी अगर डाकू बने तो सही है, अगर भक्त बने तो अच्छा नहीं है। तो प्रभु जी इस मेंटालिटी को हमें चेंज करना है। बाकी इतना ही था प्रभु जी। हरे कृष्णा।
Hare Krishna. Thank you, bro. I think I did not give time. Prabhuji Sarup was so ecstatic that he shared immediately. So that is nice. And I think, yeah, uh, when some event like this happens, like when we are ready for that event and we feel complete because we are ready to enter into the spiritual world, है ना? मतलब that is the spiritual world, right? When you are in the Kirtan Mandali, and anything which is separating you from that spiritual world, that will make you feel incomplete, right? So I also have yeah, similar experiences. Correct.
यस प्रभु। और इसमें प्रभु एक चीज और हुई थी, जब कीर्तन मंडली प्रभु जी मतलब आधे रास्ते चली गई, तब मेरे को याद आया कि मेरे को स्लीपर्स भी पहनना था।
हाँ। हम लोग जो ध्रुव महाराज का फास्ट टाइम सुन रहे हैं शाम को, उसमें भी ध्रुव महाराज के साथ भी यही हुआ था कि जब भगवान आते हैं, विष्णु दूत आते हैं उनसे मिलने के लिए, तो उनको समझ नहीं आता है कि उनको वेलकम कैसे करना। देन ही दंडवत प्रणाम, मतलब उनके पास कुछ प्रेयर्स नहीं होती है, मतलब वो 5 years के हैं, तो ऑब्वियसली ही डजंट हैव सो मच इंटेलिजेंस कि ही कैन अटर लॉजिकल प्रेयर्स, तो वो दंडवत प्रणाम लगा देते हैं। तो वेन एवर इन डाउट जस्ट चैंट एंड जस्ट पे ओबेसेंसेस, दैट इज द बेस्ट।
हरे कृष्ण।
हरे कृष्ण। थैंक यू ब्रो। You can take your time and then share. किसी के बाद मतलब किसी को शेयर करना हो तो आप हैंड रेज कर सकते हैं जब भी रेडी हो। यस प्रभु, रवि प्रभु, बट
प्रभजीत प्रभु, वो अभी आप स्लीपर्स की बात कर रहे थे ना,
जी जी प्रभु जी।
तो मैं और रजत प्रभु अभी गोवर्धन परिक्रमा कर रहे थे। मेरी तो हालत खराब थी, पैर की हालत भी खराब हो गई थी। आधा गोवर्धन करने के बाद फिर रजत प्रभु ने मुझे बोला कि हाँ स्लीपर्स खरीद लो। फिर मैंने बाकी टाइम स्लीपर्स के साथ चलाया, बट इट वाज वेरी नाइस। बहुत अच्छा था हमारी परिक्रमा। ये पहले बिना स्लीपर्स के ना मेरे को बड़ी वो हो रही थी, बट चलो नेक्स्ट टाइम से मे बी आई विल डू। प्रैक्टिस करना पड़ेगा थोड़ा।
हाँ
जी जी
सर,
प्रभु जी।
थैंक यू प्रभु।
थैंक यू प्रभु।
तो यू फेल्ट कंप्लीट आफ्टर डूइंग गोवर्धन परिक्रमा और आफ्टर
हाँ वेरी नाइस। राधा कुंड, इतनी चीजें जुड़ी हुई थी, राधा कुंड एंड वो इतनी जगहें जुड़ी थी एंड इट वाज सो कंप्लीट। ऐसा लगा कि जैसे ब्लिसफुल जगह पे आ गए हैं। उद्धव उद्धव जी का भी हमने किया था, मंदिर उद्धव जी का। and every place has got a complete memory of what happened there। उद्धव जी ने यहाँ किया था, महाप्रभु का ये जगह थी। फिर एक और जगह मंदिर में हमें खीर मिली, जहाँ लेके गए थे रजत प्रभु। इट वॉज अ कंप्लीट एक्सपीरियंस, इट वॉज अ वेरी ब्लिसफुल एक्सपीरियंस।
या थैंक यू प्रभु। Any spiritual activity which you do in the like physical association of devotees, it is very powerful, and we experienced it that day.
Yeah, it was second time in my life. First time I did Vrindavan 4 5 years back with my friend. Second time I did with Rajat Prabhu of this Govardhan। और तो बीच में मेरी हालत खराब हो रही थी, मैंने 2 3 किलोमीटर ई रिक्शा भी कर लिया था, बट देन बैलेंस वाज ऑन फुट ओनली।
Yeah, thank you bro. So today also I was hearing morning Bhagavatam lecture. Whenever you go to temple, you should, like, before the temple, maybe before half a kilometer, you should park your vehicle, and then you should walk barefoot, because the chappal adds to your ego. Like if you walk barefoot, you go into the temple barefoot, you offer something to Krishna, so that will make you humble. That your ego will come out in that way. So these are small things. Yeah. Yes. Anybody else? Pragya Mataji, you want to share? Yeah, good.
यस प्रभु जी। प्रभु जी, इनकम्प्लीट का ये होगा कि प्रभु जी, कई बार ऐसी सेवाएँ आती हैं, जैसे कि जब हमें पीडीएफ बनानी होती है या फिर एक्सेल में कुछ काम होता है, तो प्रभु जी हमें लैपटॉप चलाना नहीं आता और हमने कभी चलाया भी नहीं है। तो इसलिए प्रभु जी उस वक़्त मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि या तो ये मेरा आलस है कि मैं उसे सीखना नहीं चाहती हूँ, क्योंकि मुझे ऐसा लगेगा कि मुझे वो आएगा नहीं चलाना, क्योंकि मैंने कभी चलाया नहीं बचपन से। लैपटॉप और कंप्यूटर से हमेशा भागा ही है। फ़ोन भी बहुत कम यूज़ किया है, मतलब अभी हाल ही में ही, मतलब ज़्यादा चलाती भी नहीं हूँ मैं फ़ोन वग़ैरह। तो इस तरीके की चीज़ें मुझे, मतलब, पर इसलिए थोड़ा इनकम्प्लीट वाला मुझे लगता है कि,
Hmm.
पर मैं इस पे काम कर रही हूँ कि ऐसे ना करूँ, क्योंकि सेवा नहीं हो पाती इससे, मतलब ये है। कई
तो
बार
आपको
ऐसा हुआ है।
तो कंप्लीट कब फील हुआ आपको फिर?
प्रभु जी कंप्लीट
ये तो
कंप्लीट
इनकम्प्लीट आपका। हाँ।
प्रभु जी कंप्लीट तो वैसे कई बार, पर अभी हाल ही में देखें तो प्रभु जी ने, मतलब, वृंदावन से हमारे लिए प्रसाद भेजा है। तो उस वक़्त हमें ऐसा लगा कि, मतलब, बहुत ज़्यादा ही हो रहा है ये तो, मतलब कृपा ही कृपा है।
हम्म।
क्योंकि वृंदावन से प्रसाद आना, वो भी किसी भक्त के द्वारा, तो मतलब बहुत अच्छा लगा इसलिए।
यस यस। जब कृष्णा रेसिप्रोकेट करते हैं, जब भक्त रेसिप्रोकेट करता है, तो कंप्लीट फील होता है। नाइस। थैंक यू माता जी, थैंक यू। हरे
जी।
कृष्णा। या, सो वेरी नाइस। जैसे हम लोगों ने, रवि प्रभु जैसे बता रहे थे कि जैसे रेसिप्रोकेशन होता है मतलब कृष्णा का, क्योंकि हर बार ही ऐसा नहीं होता है कि हम किसी मंदिर में जाएं और हमें खीर मिल जाए। लेकिन वहां पे जो हमारा जो वो थी, कॉम्बिनेशन थी, उस हिसाब से हमारा जो रिलेशनशिप था, जो लविंग रिलेशनशिप था, उसकी वजह से पुजारी ने हम दोनों की खीर दी। तो वो देख के वो उनको सुपर सोल से समझ में आ जाता है ऐसा। तो ये सारी चीजें कृष्णा की ऑर्केस्ट्रेटेड होती हैं, और वैसे ही मतलब होता है। और मेरी लाइफ में अभी मतलब रिसेंटली ऐसा हुआ कि जैसे अभी हमें एक सेरेमनी करनी थी इसका, अपने लड़के का मुंडन करना था। तो काफी कंफ्यूजन हो रहा था मेरे को कि कहाँ करना चाहिए, कैसे करना चाहिए। डिफरेंट लोगों के डिफरेंट व्यूज थे। तो मैं काफी इनकम्प्लीट फील कर रहा था। काफी मैंने मतलब अपनी वाइफ से भी डिस्कस किया। लेकिन फिर जब मैंने अपने मेंटर से डिस्कस किया, मतलब उन्होंने उन्होंने 30 सेकंड में ही मेरे सारे डाउट्स हटा दिए। और उन्होंने बोला कि तुम्हें क्या लगता है कि तुम्हारा क्या रोल है इस टाइम, तुम्हारा गृहस्थ आश्रम में। तो मैंने बताया उनको कि ऐसे ऐसे है, ऐसे लोग ऐसे बोल रहे हैं किसी की बात और कैसे। तो कहते हैं, और तुम्हें क्या लग रहा है कि तुम प्रैक्टिस क्या कर रहे हो? तो कहता हम वैष्णव फिलोसफी प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हैं, वैष्णव होने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं। कहते वैष्णव हो ऑलरेडी, तो बस फिर सिंपल रखो चीज़ों को। वैष्णव जहाँ पे हो, वैष्णव ऑलरेडी है वहाँ पे, वैष्णवास के साथ ही करो। बाहर से कोई आएगा तो फिर वो वैष्णव नहीं होगा, बल्कि तुम लोग सब वैष्णव हो। तो आराम से सिंपल वे में करो। और तुम्हारा अभी एम यही है कि अपनी वाइफ को सपोर्ट करो, जिस भी स्टेज में है वो, क्योंकि इस टाइम उनको उसको सपोर्ट की ज़रूरत है जहाँ भी है। तो ऐसा नहीं है कि तुम एक्सपेक्ट करो कि ऐसे करेगी वो ऐसे करेगी, अभी तुम सपोर्ट करो बस। तो बहुत क्लैरिटी, मतलब बहुत ही लव के साथ, बहुत ही हंसी मजाक के साथ उन्होंने कम्युनिकेट किया। और बिल्कुल मतलब मैं कंप्लीट फील कर रहा था कि हाँ, अब तो जो भी है बस प्रभु से बात करके सब सही हो जाएगा। वो फीलिंग आ गई कि हाँ, वी आर इन द लैप ऑफ कृष्णा। तो या, लाइक दैट। चलिए, थैंक यू माता हिना माता जी। यू वांट आल्सो वांट टू शेयर एनीथिंग? ओके, नो। सो देर आर वेरियस रेसिप्रोकेशन, मतलब। और हमारा एम यही है कि हम हमेशा ही कनेक्टेड रहें कृष्णा से, और कृष्णा हमें रेसिप्रोकेट करते ही रहे, हम हमेशा ही कंप्लीट फील करें। तो ऐसी ऐसा हमारी साधना होनी चाहिए, ऐसा हमारा रूटीन होना चाहिए। इसलिए हम लोग अब ये मॉर्निंग इवनिंग भी आते हैं और सुनते हैं, भागवतम पढ़ते हैं। काफी अच्छा लग रहा है, मतलब कंप्लीट फील कर रहे हैं, कनेक्ट फील कर रहे हैं। तो वो पॉजिटिव एनर्जी एक्सपैंड हो रही है। तो पॉजिटिव एनर्जी जब बढ़ती है, तो अपने आप ही हमारे अंदर वो कंप्लीशन और सेटिस्फैक्शन, कंटेंटमेंट की फीलिंग आ जाती है। और जितनी भी मतलब हमारी सोसाइटी में जितनी भी प्रॉब्लम्स हैं, वो इस चीज से मिटाई जा सकती हैं। जो भी लस्ट, ग्रीड, एंगर, काम, क्रोध, लोभ, मद, मात्सर्य, इफ यू आर फीलिंग मोर एंड मोर सेटिस्फाइड, then you become more and more faithful towards Krishna, towards the absolute truth, towards the reality that you have a relationship with Krishna. Yes, Prabhu. Prabjeet Prabhu, yeah, go ahead.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु। प्रभु एक चीज और शेयर करना चाहूंगा। तो प्रभु अभी क्या होता है कि कभी कभार जैसे ही प्रभु कहीं भी मैं कीर्तन सुनता हूँ, मतलब फिजिकली या वर्चुअली, तो मेरे को अपना भी मतलब पता नहीं क्या होता है, मैं रोक नहीं पाता हूँ, क्योंकि कभी कभार कई सिचुएशन ऐसी होती हैं जहाँ हमें कंट्रोल करना पड़ता है। मतलब कहीं कॉर्पोरेट में, कहीं ऑफिस में है, अगर आसपास कभी कहीं कीर्तन चल रहा होता है, तो वहां भी मेरे को कंट्रोल नहीं होता, मैं एकदम करताल अपने उठाता हूँ और भागा चला जाता हूँ वहाँ। तो मेरे साथ ऐसा होता है कभी कभार प्रभु।
Yes, nice. Nice. You are a natural devotee. Very nice. और जो आपने क्वेश्चन बच्चों वाला पूछा था ना, तो वही है कि डिफरेंट लोग जो होते हैं वो डिफरेंट स्टेजेस पे होते हैं। तो अगर मतलब बच्चों को आप रीच कर रहे हो, माँ बाप रेडी नहीं हो रहे हैं, तो वो बट ऑब्वियस है, वो सिचुएशंस आएंगी ही। तो हमें बस ये देखना है कि वो उनकी रिसेप्टिविटी कितनी है। अगर वो प्रसाद लेके ही खुश हैं, तो आप उनको बस प्रसाद दे दो, एक बार हरे कृष्णा मंत्र चांट कर दो। तो हमें ये देखना है कि मतलब प्रीचर की जो एक्सपर्टीज होती है वो यही होती है कि सामने वाले की रिसेप्टिविटी कितनी है, और डिपेंडिंग ऑन दैट रिसेप्टिविटी we preach to that person according to his receptivity. So that is the art, that is an expert preacher. Because there are so many living entities, like in this material world, there are so many karmis, there are so many vikarmis. But among the vikarmis, there are karmis, and above the karmis, there is this uh, there is this ocean of devotees, the nucleus of devotees, who have this seed of devotion in their heart, and they are trying to nurture their devotion, and they are also at different levels. Somebody is at Kanishta, somebody is at Kanishta, somebody is Kanishta Madhyama Kanishta. So like this, basically there are different variety of people in the entire gamut of bhakti. So we have to see that at what level that person is, and according to his level, we have to reciprocate with him. That's what Mahaprabhu also did. Okay, so I think we read 3 paragraphs to our left. Because we do not know that there is a complete arrangement in nature for our maintenance, we make efforts to utilize the resources of nature to create a so-called complete life of sense enjoyment. Hmm. Because the living entity cannot enjoy the life of the senses without being dovetailed with the complete whole, the misleading life of sense enjoyment is illusion. The hand of a body is a complete unit only as long as it is attached to the complete body. When the hand is severed from the body, it may appear like a hand, but it actually has none of the potencies of a hand. Similarly, living beings are part and parcel of complete whole, and if they are severed from the complete whole, the illusory representation of completeness cannot fully satisfy them. Yeah, so this is a very amazing analogy that we are part and parcel of Krishna, and if we are taken away from Krishna, it's just like fish out of the water. And here the analogy is, if we cut the hand and take it away from the body, then that hand has no use. So as long as we are connected to Krishna, we feel surcharged and we can serve. But as soon as our plug is taken out, we are unplugged, it becomes difficult. So that's why it is very important to stay connected. Then we will understand what is the reality. Because the living entity cannot enjoy the life without being affected with a complete or the misleading life or such. Hmm. So this sentence is little bit mystic actually, because obviously like we cannot enjoy endlessly, right? Like we cannot eat like an elephant, and unless we dovetail it with Krishna, we will be in illusion. Like ultimately, that's why this practice of offering bhoga to the Lord, because then the bhoga becomes prasadam, and it becomes spiritual, it becomes divine, and then you can, to some extent, you can gratify your senses under the paradigm of Vedas. So that's what they are saying. Ultimately, if you are not connecting it with Krishna, then you are living a life of illusion. And that anytime that illusion might be, you might get hurt because of that illusion. Okay, so the last paragraph, Ravi Bro, we want to read.
Okay, Prabhu.
Yes.
The the completeness of human life can be realized only when one engages in the service of the complete whole. All services in this world, whether social, political, communal, international, or even interplanetary, will remain incomplete until they are dovetailed. When everything is dovetailed with the complete whole, attached parts and parcels also becomes complete in themselves. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, bro. Yes, Prabhu. Actually, if we do not connect these, if we do not dovetail these social, political, communal, international, or interplanetary things to Krishna, then they also remain incomplete. For example, this moon landing, like Chandrayaan, right? So this is farce. Actually, so many people understand this. They made a video which was farce, and after that they went completely silent. So they never reached moon. Or even when Americans they made a claim that they reached moon, that was also farce. We could see the shadow of the flag which was flying, and they did something in the Atacama Desert itself. So all these things, like until you consult the Vedas, so there is a book actually, Easy Journey to Other Planets by Prabhupada, and there Prabhupada writes that how yogis can go to other planets by spiritual qualification, and you cannot make any spaceship which can go to other planet, because that is not our so unless we qualify ourselves, we cannot go to other planets. So that's why, like, we have to understand these material and spiritual laws, and then after understanding them, we have to apply those in our life and qualify ourselves under proper bona fide spiritual master. Then we will become complete. Then we will advance in the right direction. Okay. So this service to the complete whole is very important. That is our real nature. That is even this is also a service. Reading Shastra, actually it liquefies the debt to our spiritual master, because we have received so much mercy from the spiritual master. But by reading Shastra, we liquefy our debt. When we distribute that knowledge which we have received from spiritual master to others, then we basically, otherwise we cannot liquefy the debt, because that is a humongous spiritual debt actually, which we are indebted to our spiritual master. But still, actually, there is some scope when we do whatever instructions he is giving us. Okay, any questions? Like, now we have completed the invocation. Okay, so one more point here is, like, in the nature there is everything else, like complete arrangement is there. So there is no necessity of doing anything else. So that's why Prabhupada used to emphasize on the idea of simple living, high thinking. That if you have 1 acre of land, 1 cow, 1 bull, you can grow your own food, you can make your own cloth, and you don't need to depend on anybody else, and you can live happily ever after. But nobody knows. Nobody. There are no examples right now here. So yeah, but we have to create an example. So, but actually, it's a truth. Like, even if you go 100 years back, people used to live in farm communities. Like, every grasta used to grow something, and they used to have barter system. They used to exchange. So collectively, as a community, they used to live, and very very happily they used to live, because there was no external pressure. They were totally dependent on nature, and because of the devotion, the nature was also cooperating with them, because ultimately, like, the nature is in the hands of demigods, right? And if we live life in a Vedic way, conducive to practicing bhakti, then demigods are also happy, and they give whatever we need. Yeah. Okay. So now we will start the first verse of Ishopanishad. And my understanding is that there are no questions. You can sing after me, yeah, if you want. Yeah. Ishavashamidam sarvam
ईशावास्यम् इदं सर्वं
yatkincha jagatyam jagat
यत्किञ्च जगत्यां जगत्
tena tyaktena bhunjita
तेन त्यक्तेन
तेन
भुञ्जीता
त्यक्तेन भुञ्जीता
magridhakas svidhanam
मा
मा
गृधा
गृधा कस्य स्विद्धनम्
ईशावास्यमिदं सर्वं यत्किञ्च जगत्यां जगत् तेन त्यक्तेन भुञ्जिता मा गृधा कस्य स्विद्धनम्. Everything animate or inanimate that is within the universe is controlled and owned by the Lord. One should therefore accept only those things necessary for himself which are set aside as his quota, and one should not accept other things knowing well to whom they belong. So this is very important words actually, which we can apply in our lives and we can be very, very peaceful. So Krishna has given everybody a quota, and so it is very easy to remain Krishna conscious if we can recognize the proprietorship of every object. That whatever is there, for example, a house is there, or a car is there, or some table is there, some helmet is there. If we are aware, if we are conscious that that house belongs to Krishna, that car belongs to Krishna, and we also know the secondary proprietor also. This house belongs to my father, this car belongs to my mother, or this helmet belongs to my brother. So like this, we should be conscious that who is the proprietor of that particular thing, so that we also know that what things belong to me. Although I'm not the permanent proprietor, right? Like ultimately, I'm just a secondary proprietor. These things will be taken away sooner or later, but still like the so even in creation there are two causes. Uh, there is a major cause and there is a remote cause. So the major cause is us, and the remote cause is Krishna. So similarly in proprietorship there is a major proprietor and the remote proprietor. So the major proprietor is us, right? And within that proprietorship, within that quota, we have to act, and so that we can basically increase the positive energy, and that can increase our quota also. It is just like circle of influence and circle of concern. So if our influence is less, then if we act within whatever influence we have right now with a mood of service to all those people to whom we have influence, then that by that increase of positive energy, that circle of influence will grow. But the major thing is to act in a positive way, positive energy in a mode of service. Okay. So first paragraph, Pra- Prajit Rao will read. Yeah. First paragraph. Yes.
Vedic knowledge is infallible because it comes down through the perfect disciplic succession of spiritual masters, beginning with the Lord Himself, since He spoke the first word of Vedic knowledge. The source of this knowledge is transcendental. The words spoken by the Lord are called aparishya, aparushya, in the a living being who lives in the mundane world has four defects. First, he is certain to commit mistakes. Second, he is subject to illusion. Third, he has propensity to cheat others. And fourth, his senses are imperfect. No one with these four imperfections can deliver perfect knowledge. The Vedas are not produced by such an imperfect creature. Vedic knowledge was originally imparted by the Lord into the heart of Brahma, the first created living being, and Brahma in his turn animated this knowledge sons and disciples who have handed it down through history. Hare Krishna.
Hmm. Hare Krishna. Thank you, bro. So I think Prabhu read it as he has a propensity to teach others. So I think Prabhu wants to teach others. Yeah. So these are the four defects of a conditioned living entity. That he is prone to commit mistakes, he is subject to illusion, and he has a propensity to cheat others, and his senses are imperfect. So generally, this cheating propensity also it has various degrees. So any like if you don't speak the truth to the other person, that is also a cheating propensity only. And Prabhupada used to say that this Kali Yuga, every like this society is full of cheaters and cheated, and people want to be cheated. That's why there are so many cheaters. Yeah. So this knowledge of this transcendental knowledge is coming through the disciplic succession, and it was given directly by Krishna to the heart of Brahma. Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Kave Muyanti Yatsurya Tejovari Mridam Yatha Vinimayo. So there is a long verse. This is the first verse of Bhagavatam actually, 1.1.1. And Brahma is the first living being. And then once Brahma received this knowledge from Krishna, then he disseminated it to his sons and disciples, which are four Kumaras and other Lord Shiva was also there, who came out of his bro. And then there are others also, Swambhuva Manu, right? Shatruva. So all those progeny which Lord Rama created, he disseminated in the Vedic knowledge to all of them. Since the Lord is Purnam, all perfect, there is no possibility of his being subject to the laws of material nature which he controls. Both the living entities and inanimate objects are controlled by the laws of nature and ultimately by the Lord's potency. This Isopanisad is part of the Yajurveda and consequently it contains information concerning the proprietorship of all things existing within the universe. So there is one verse in Bhagavad Gita also, right? Namam karmani limpanti na karma phala spriha. So modayam na abhijanati. So basically, anybody who understands that Krishna is not subject to laws of material nature, he becomes Krishna conscious. So that's what that verse says. And whenever Krishna descends to the material world, for example, in Vrindavan, he came 5,000 years back. So he was not under the laws of material nature because he was pulling two trees, right? Tamala trees, out of which Nala Kuvara and Manigriva came out. So those trees were so long, and Krishna was only, I think, 3 4 months old, and just by his cycle, uh, by his uh, by his cycle, that cycle got stuck between the two trees, and that both the trees fell off by the force of Krishna on the cycle. So these are basically these are not bound by the laws of material nature. The he killed the Kalia, right? He was dancing on the heads of Kali and Nag. So if you or me want to dance, we will not be able to do anything, right? We might get bitten and we might die. So that's why, like whatever, like Krishna lifted the gold so on his pinky finger. So all these things we cannot do, but Krishna can do because Krishna is beyond the laws of material nature. We have certain qualification, we have certain circle of influence. Within that influence, we can operate, and the more we take guidance from authorities, and more our mode of service is strong, our super soul connect is good, then we can increase our circle of influence, and we can also a little bit slowly when we become pure devotees. Pure devotees are also beyond the laws of material nature. They have access to a lot of confidential things. Okay, so there is a question. Just a second. Prabjeet Prabhu, yeah. Good.
Prabhuji, the tree which is in ISKCON Vrindavan is also a Tamal tree, na, or a different tree. The
Yeah,
tree
that
which
is,
is
yeah, which is in the temple, right? In the temple courtyard.
is a Tamal tree or any different tree?
I remember it's a Tamal tree mostly, but I'll confirm.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, it's a very pious tree. Like many devotees uh, have told that tree is very very pious. That's why it is there. He must be a sadhu actually in his previous birth. So all the plants, all the animals in Vrindavan, they are actually sadhus. They might have done some offense or mistake. That's why they have turned into animals or trees. But in the next life, they will go back to Golok Vrindavan again. So just for one lifetime, they are here. Yeah. So that's why we should be very, very respectful even to animals and plants when we go to Vrindavan. So Simran Mataji, your internet is working fine. If you want to read, you can read this. Okay, maybe not. Yes.
Uh, Paragraph, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji. Yes. Good.
Third, because the Supreme Being, the absolute personality of Godhead, is the complete person. He has complete and perfect
पहले वाला
intelligence to adjust
सॉरी
everything.
माता जी ये
Every
जहाँ
second one.
हाँ जी हाँ जी
Okay, okay. Sorry, Prabhuji.
हाँ,
The Lord's proper, proprietorship over everything within the universe is confirmed in the seventh chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, where para and apara prakriti are discussed. The elements of nature: earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and ego all belongs to the Lord's inferior material energy, apara prakriti. Whereas the living being, the organic energy, is his superior energy, para prakriti. Both of these prakritis or energies are emanations emanations from the Lord, and ultimately He is the controller of everything that exists. There is nothing in the universe that does not belong to either the para or the apara prakriti. Therefore, everything is the property of the Supreme Being.
hmm.
Because the Supreme Being
Hmm. Yeah, okay, you can go.
Supreme Being, the absolute personality of Godhead, is the complete person. He has complete and perfect intelligence to adjust everything by means of his different potentials. The Supreme Being is often compared to a fire, and everything organic and inorganic is compared to the heat and light of that fire. Just as fire distributes energy in the form of heat and light, the Lord displays his energies in different ways. He thus remains the ultimate controller, sustainer, and dictator of everything. He is the possessor of all potentials, the knower of everything, and the benefactor of everyone. He is full of inconceivable opulence, power, fame, beauty, knowledge, and renunciation.
Thank you very much माता जी
One
very
should
nicely read. Yeah, बस
Hare Krishna
अभी
Prabhuji.
इतना ही Hare Krishna. You want to, if you want to introduce yourself, please feel free to do that. Yeah.
Hare
Because
Krishna
we
to
know
all the
very less.
devotees. Prabhuji, myself Simran Pundi, and I belongs to Uttarakhand, and I'm just a beginner